In this video, I'm going to show you how to build a basic simulation in Flexsim. We always start with a source, that is the starting point of your simulation, whatever it is you're trying to model, and the sink is the termination point. You need to identify what the boundaries are of your simulation model before you begin. And typically you'll have sketched out what you want to build in a flow map on a piece of paper before you start getting into this portion of it. I'm going to drag and drop a couple of other objects from our fixed resources library. And we'll start with a queue and a processor and then another queue. So a queue is sort of a storage or buffer area where you might have a wait. So if you're making a product and you have an inventory buildup or WIP within your process, it could be sitting here. And if there is a big pile in a queue, it's likely because there is a bottleneck downstream. And the processor is where you actually do something to whatever is flowing through your simulation. So you want to transform it to another stage. So in the assembly of a dispenser, it might be where you add the electronics, or it might be where you cut steel in a metal shop. So we have these objects, but we need to make something move through the simulation. And in order to do that, we're going to connect these objects together. And up in the top of your menu, you see this A pin with a chain, and that's how we connect these objects. So when I select this and I hover over my 3D window, a chain comes up. And there's a number of different ways to connect these objects. And I always click my left top part of my mouse and move from step 1 to step whatever. And to stop that, I'll hit my arrow again. So now our objects are connected, and they are connected in the sequence that the arrows are pointing in. You can see these little red triangles or arrows. That's showing you the way that the items are going to flow in our simulation. So, next thing, how do we make this run? Well, this menu up at the top here will be where we control our starting and stopping of our simulation. So our simulation has a speed associated with it, so I can adjust the speed to make things go faster or slower. So if I want to simulate a week and I don't want to wait a week for it to happen, I'm obviously going to adjust this time. And sometimes that's really helpful if you want to see where your bottleneck is or if your simulation's just working the way you want it to. So if I hit run, I'm going to slow it down a little too fast. We can see that now we have objects flowing through our simulation model. If I hit stop, this actually ran for 174 seconds in theory. Because I had it at a run speed of 13 times, it went a lot faster. And I could step through this as well, and that just means every event is identified.